Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together, talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. And we're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can turn anyone into a little kid again. How's it going, everybody?
Fantastic.
Leave me alone. I'll figure something out. But I like it. I thought you would like it because it's Joe related.
I do like it.
It'll eventually
it's my
not
favorite
sound
thing
weird.
that you do.
Gosh dang it. All right, you punks.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right, let's introduce the band to you. The fellow podcast co-hosts on lead vocals and rhythm guitar and a lifelong obsession with G.I. Joe. It's that mouthy goofball himself, Corey Canny.
Hi, I'm Corey Canny.
Way to go, Corey Canny, at being Corey Canny.
.com.
Okay. Yep. Maybe it's a thing. I don't know. On vocals and lead guitar and a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
Hey, that's Elgin. How's it going?
It's good. Remember a couple episodes ago, he's like, "Hi, I'm Elgin.
Hi.
This is who's talking." It was so cute.
Yeah, you
This
call
is
him
me.
the quiet one, and then Spoody said like 4 words in the first episode.
I know. We should change that.
Speaking of, next up, the guy on the bass guitar. He's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformer guy. He's Spoody.
Hi.
See, you don't encourage the not encouraging.
He's so cute when he does it, though.
Sorry, playing with Transformers.
Right. And lastly, on drums, it's me. Jason, I'm bringing my love of horror and Funko Pops and definitely some Transformer love, too.
Whores.
Thank you. We have a really interesting show today. We're going to be talking about the worst toy names. Oh, man, I can't wait to hear these.
Me also.
I know there's some doozies for Transformers, so I can't wait to hear the Joe and Motu ones. Pretty excited. And we're also going to visit a local-ish toy store that we love going to. And we'll be talking about that later. But right now, let's talk about what toys you've picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander! In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again! But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra! Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, Corey, let's see it. Let's show us your goodies.
Okay, well,
Whip it out.
this is my most recent acquisition for $3.
Ooh.
It's some Core by Lannard Core action figures, and some of these are actually really freaking cool. I'm gonna pass them around.
What color
These
is that,
are-
Corey?
These are the Space Force guys. I don't know if that's actually the name of it,
Ask
but
the colorblind guy. He
they're,
really needs to know.
they're white and gray. And
That's what I
there's
would've said,
White and
but-
gray camo with some. What color is this, Elgin?
Yellow?
Yellow. That's right. Good job.
Yay.
But
I'm
anyway,
learning.
I have a few of these guys, but yeah, found them at the local shop here in town, here in Ottumwa, Iowa, and there's just a little baggie of them for a few bucks, and I was like, hey, I'm going to take these, and I'm going to buy them, and I'm going to bring them to the show and talk about how they are far inferior to G.I. Joe, but they made a good addition when your parents were too cheap to buy you actual G.I. Joes. And some of the figures turned out to be pretty cool, and we will post some pictures of these guys that I scored on our
So not officially
medias.
Joe's.
Not officially
It's
Joe's.
their own toy line.
But
What's
Okay.
the toy line?
it's they're the core figures made by Lannard Corporation.
So with a K or
Maybe
C?
Corps.
Oh, the core. Okay.
Yeah, like
I
Marine
see.
Corps. Yeah, Lannard. I don't know how it's actually pronounced, but that's those
that
guys.
That one right there with the big backpack looks cooler than most of the G.I.
Yeah,
Yeah. Does that backpack come off?
Probably, yeah.
If you pull hard enough, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay.
Yeah, they're basically like
Cool.
they came out a few years after the Joes. There's a few of them that are actually worth quite a bit of money, but for the most part, you know, anywhere from 50 cents to $1 a piece. And there were a bunch more at the shop. I probably could have picked up about 30 or 40 of them for about $10. But
I feel like I've purchased those for my son when he's like, "Hey, can I buy this G.I. Joe?" And I don't really know.
yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, sure. It's like $1."
Yeah, these will all end up in Ren's toy box.
Yeah.
Probably. So that's what I found this week.
Very cool.
I found something else for someone else, but I'm not going to
That'll be the next episode. 'Cause
Step
I got
on that
something
one.
For this.
That one looks like it's like a bucket head, got a KFC bucket on his head.
Yeah, I actually have a couple of him already that I got in a bag for probably $3.
And do they make vehicles? Do you know, or
I think there were some.
Never
I don't
looked.
think they were very good. I don't remember. I don't know a whole lot about the line other than
Oh, it does come off.
the bucket comes off?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's just like that guy with the Fu Manchu.
Yeah, and the faces on these things were incredible.
good.
They all had ridiculous mustaches. They were like some pretty awesome
Looks like an
hats.
actor that-
I thought Tom Savini kind of
Oh yeah, kind of.
but
The
That's
goatee.
not it.
The
Yeah.
goatee probably does that.
I don't know who Tom Savini is.
What? Get out.
oh my god.
I mean, do I? I don't know.
Well, let's see.
This is not a podcast about that.
That's
so
right.
We'll have someone else answer that on a different show.
Yeah, you could see the liner notes about it. I guess.
right. Cool.
Unless he was in a G.I. Joe or a Transformer movie.
no.
No, okay.
No.
So never mind.
All right, cool. Elgin, I know you brought some fun things, and
Yeah, the thing Corey's talking about, I'll bring that up in another episode because I only had.
It's fine,
I had this
Elgin.
thing
It's
for this
fine.
episode. I didn't have another thing for the other episode,
Jimmy
so that works
Smits.
out.
Jimmy
all right.
Smits.
Oh, right
yeah,
on.
Yeah, I see that.
He does. He looks like Jimmy Smits. For the listeners who don't know what we're talking about, that's the
Yeah.
Elgin looks like Jimmy Smits.
Oh, yeah.
If you put a bucket on his head, he looks exactly like him.
From the back. So I brought a mystery box that I got at GameStop, and I'm blaming Jason because he mentioned it. And
All I had to do was just
no,
mention
they-
it was there.
You're like, hey, they have one of those Motu boxes there.
Not as cool as the G.I. Joe Transformers
Sure.
one.
I wish it was like a,
Like a
lunch
lunchbox.
box instead of just a regular
It
box.
still looks cool. The art's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
But yeah, it has a little gray skull on the back.
Oh, you could color that.
Yeah, it did not come with any crayons.
Not that you'd
unfortunately.
be good at it.
Whoa, that's a very cool pop inside.
So it comes with a little
Oh.
pen.
Oh,
That's
sweet.
a glow-in-the-dark Scareglow
Rad.
Skeletor. So there's that. I'll pass it to
Pass it
my left.
It's a
around.
clockwise kind of group, I think.
Yeah. And then it has a little pin, an Orco pin, enamel pin.
Fits in my mouth.
Can I
Sweet.
get a hot take on your feelings about Orko?
Oh,
It's going to come up at some point.
There was.
I think he's better than Snarf.
Okay.
do you have
As a
him?
side character. I do.
Okay.
And I have him with the little pull string. I don't
Oh,
have his
nice.
magic trick box, which is not really a magic trick. It's like a disappearing coin thing.
Oh, those are so stupid. I
Yeah,
love
that's his magic trick, air quotes. But I do have him as the vintage character with
Cool,
with his
cool.
little pull string, so he moves around and stuff. And
Nice.
acts like an idiot. But he's not my favorite character by a long shot.
it. Dorko.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I never even got there in my head. How did I not? That's so obvious,
But he is better than Snarf.
that's a fact.
sure.
Oh God, Snarf one makes me want to punch a baby.
Yeah, this one at least he's not. Did you
Anyway,
did you pass
sorry
that around? I guess did you guys see
Yeah.
that?
Sorry to derail.
All right,
there.
and then there's an Evelyn Pez dispenser.
Nice.
I do have the He-Man one. I think I got a while back for Christmas. But that
pretty
one
sweet.
is another. They have a bunch of those Pez dispensers like that. I think at GameStop and other outlets.
Is that something you open, or
No.
will you?
No.
That's a display.
That's a display. The
Yep.
He-Man one's a display one.
That's
sure.
cool.
And then the main thing was this Funko Pop, which I did open. And I did take pictures of all this stuff. You can check it out on our Cracktastic Plastic Instagram page. Ad.
Instagrams. Hey, he's
yeah.
opening the box and he's taking it out now in case you couldn't hear all the rustling.
Yes. Or me saying that I said that earlier.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid dead air and it's not working.
Yeah. So this was a special one, I guess, because it's a flocked version. So his boots and
I'm
his
so
little
excited. I've never touched a flock.
loincloth are furry.
So he's got
Don't do it like that, Sweetie.
hobbit feet and pubes.
Don't make it weird,
Yeah.
Sweetie.
I'm making it
You know,
weird.
he's not actually wearing a loincloth.
His ass is
Hey.
almost as
his
hairy as
underwear,
mine.
whatever it is.
I saw.
Just doesn't shave.
Yeah,
He's just a furry.
I'm pretty sure I saw a picture
so
recently
cool.
that someone posted on Facebook of like his shaved thigh.
Yeah.
And, yeah, okay.
I'm pretty sure I posted that.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. I've never felt a flock pop before. That's really neat.
Yeah. So then I
Maybe you should explain what flocking is in
Oh, yeah.
case nobody
No, that's a
knows
good-
what that
that's a good
means.
point.
flocking is basically making it like a furry kind of felt like material around plastic instead. So
Like if you don't clean the cheese out of the back of your cheese drawer in your refrigerator,
It's
it,
like a
it flocks
mold.
itself.
so, so if you look
Very
at
similar
if you look at
process.
mold and you're like, oh, that looks fuzzy, that's kind of what it would look like, but not mold.
It's like if He-Man's crotch was a chia pet,
Yeah. But like a trimmed up chia pet.
manscaped.
They put fuzzy parts on plastic,
Yes.
and that's pretty cool.
On the vintage Panther, he's furry and flocked, I guess, if you want
Yep.
to call it that as well. Which then led me down to looking at other Funko Pops that were flocked. And there are special ones, like they did a Beast Man that was flocked, Grizzlor, and then what was the other one I sent you? I sent you a picture of it.
Ah,
They
jeez.
should do that with the Beast Wars Transformers.
Moss Man.
Somebody should.
Yeah.
Is there a Moss Man?
Moss Man, that was it.
Ah,
Fuzzy Transformers.
Because Moss Man is also flocked on the vintage one.
original, yeah. Was
the
it called
vintage
flocked back then? I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
Was
always
it?
been flocked.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a
We're
probably
learning.
industry term.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Funko, for helping me learn words.
But yeah, this was my
They cover
Recent
it in glue and throw fuzzy shit at it.
yeah.
So had you looked ahead to see what was in the mystery box, or you just straight up,
I just went there and I had a gift
Oh.
card.
even better.
For like $15 that I found at the house, and I was like, I'm just gonna go there and then talk to Mike. He was working and picked it up and
Oh, well, how
Check it out.
exciting to
It was
not
cool.
even know what's in there.
yeah.
It's kind of disturbing it's number 991. There's entirely too many pops.
Psh, they're in the yeah,
Yeah, I
there's
know.
too many.
How many different ones are there of the Motu mystery boxes? Do you know?
I think there's
Mystery
only
boxes? I
one.
think it's just
I think
that.
it's just
Oh,
this
there's
one.
no
Just
like Skeletor one or.
I don't know. I guess.
I haven't researched, so that
Oh well. So when I went there to pick this up,
Sorry, that was really bad.
you forgot we were recording or something. Just did that right into the microphone. That was good.
so when I went to pick this up, there was a Beast Man there that was the 10-inch tall Funko Pop one,
And you didn't
it
bring
was
him?
It was on clearance even too, but it was still like $24, and I was like, I came here to buy this mystery box, not that.
So,
I
the
left it there.
next day he went there.
No,
to
I
get
did
the-
not.
okay.
I did not buy it. I don't want to buy the giant. They're huge. Like those.
They're huge.
Like this-
The
they
son
even-
could ride him around the room.
Right.
They're huge. I got a few of those. It's
Yeah.
insane.
They make a Skeletor one, I think, and then I guess Beastman too. But yeah,
There was a big one down at the corner store.
Was
What's the
there?
name of that store here in town? Corner
Collectibles
Corner
flea
Collectibles.
market.
That's it. Yeah, there was a big one of something. I don't remember what it was. I just remember seeing it and thinking that's a giant pop. And then I got distracted by the Harry Potter figurine that was next to it, and then found my little core guys. And
Cool. Well, Spooty,
yeah,
you got some things lately.
But it's kind of lame because it's the same things you had the last episode.
Yeah, but outside of the box, this is way different.
I just got the Mind Wipe and Chrome Dome.
The Headmasters.
Headmasters.
The
And-
G1 reissues.
Yeah.
Do you have any Headmasters?
I do. I don't remember what he's called.
Yep.
He was a helicopter.
Oh, like,
It was like gray and blue,
was he like that one I had
maybe.
last? Yeah.
But he's not like that one.
Oh, okay. So no.
I don't remember his name. I don't have his head either. So I don't know.
Never do. So, but you didn't have either of these two?
No.
How do you feel about them? Do you like them as toys? Oh, shit. Here we go.
They're not bad. The Mind Wipe's kind of cool in that the wings are actually not a solid plastic.
They-
They're a little flexible. which means they won't break so easy.
Not quite rubber, but somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, yeah, they're not bad for. Are they actually the exact same as the?
I thought they were from the original molds, just reissues.
See, with the G.I. Joe stuff, you can tell because when they reuse the mold, they don't change the date stamp on it. So there's figures from like 1993 that have an 85 stamp on them.
And they might have those stamps on those too. I haven't opened any of mine, so I couldn't tell you. And
Are we looking for timestamp?
or date.
The dates.
But yeah, I thought they were. I thought all of the reissues, the G1 reissues that they've been doing at Walmart were from the original. And feel free to send that.
It is very much different. Than the original.
This says 2016 on the
Here's
wing.
a picture of the original.
Oh, yeah.
They're not the same.
Oh yeah, that's definitely different.
So that one might be the same as the one I have, the one that you got.
Sure.
Whose name I can't remember. It's top of my head.
Yeah.
They didn't have that one. So they of course, they only had 3 of the 4 when I went again. So I just got 2 of them.
Was the third one stupid?
I don't remember which one it was.
It must have been, or it'd be here in front of us right now. Yes, you want your phone back. Well, that's
I was
cool.
going to look it up, see what it was.
About you, Jason?
Okay.
Did you get anything cool?
I did. Well, yeah, I was inspired to bring in. It's one of my newer Transformers from G1, and I actually happen to have got it from the store that we're talking about later. Because what was it? Maybe a year ago, we all are like, I'm already sick of COVID. Let's load up the van. Let's go to the toy store.
Yeah.
And I was,
Took my 3-year-old along.
yeah, I took my 12, 13, I can't remember what he was. Brought the whole crew, filled up the van, and went to this toy store. We just couldn't take it any longer. Man, that was fun. Let's do that. Side note, let's do that again soon.
Yes.
We gotta go down to that one in
Bolivar.
Missouri.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Keep seeing
we can
posts.
talk about that later, but I had ideas about that.
Ooh.
Anyway, go on, Jason.
So I got this toy. I saw him on the shelf, and he's really neat because I've never had him, and I've always wanted him, and he's a triple changer. It's another reason why Transformers are superior to Motu and G.I. Joe, because they multi-purpose. Yeah, okay, I'm just saying. But his name's Octane, and he's super freaking cool. And why he's cool is because he's got kind of chrome on him, which is not really a normal thing.
On his wings?
Yes, on his wings, but then it also becomes the side of the tanker when he's an oil tanker.
Nice.
Oh, I thought he was like a gas nozzle or something.
He's a boomerang.
No. Well, they all are if you throw them right. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him a lot. No guns, there's a couple accessories that he comes with.
And his name's Windmill?
His name is Octane.
Oh, okay.
Because he's an oil truck and a jet and a robot.
And someone at Hasbro decided that he needed to have a gasoline rating for a name. Like, This is how clean this figure is.
Yeah, he was really cool, and I've recently got the other 2 triple changers, and so it was nice to get the kind of 3-pack, and they all 3 have a similar-ish color scheme.
Jason, Elgin brought up a good question. Are the other ones named like ethanol and like diesel?
Super unleaded.
No.
And
Blitzwing and Astro
there should be a
Train.
diesel, though. I think that would be...
Train, yes.
Astro
Oh, right.
Train.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no diesel. Diesel, I think, would be a good name.
Good name? I mean,
Yeah.
people name their dogs Diesel.
That's true.
So maybe not.
I don't know.
And there is Vin Diesel, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
So it's
was
ruined
that
now if it
forever?
was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. He's cool. He's in pretty good shape. I
I could never quite get behind the triple changers on the cartoon.
Why's that?
I don't know. It's just something about it seemed really weird to me. Like, why does he need to be a train? That seems really... it seemed
Sure.
really limiting. Like, I'm going to get away from the G.I. Joes on these very obvious tracks.
Right. Well, yeah. Sometimes
Autobots, but whatever.
Right. Sometimes he had to carry a bunch of Decepticons away on land, and sometimes...
But why wouldn't he just always do it in the air? Was there too much tree cover?
Right. Sometimes. That's and the other kind of not crazy thing, but yeah, Octane was like very not on the cartoons. Like he was maybe in a couple episodes.
Yeah, I don't recognize that one
He's
at
not-
all, but
definitely not a popular
Blitzwing
one.
and Astro
Astro
Train,
Train.
I remember very vividly.
Yeah, they were much more present in the show, but yeah, man, toys are awesome.
So does he turn into a jet? Is that-
Yep, there's a kind of a big jet. There's pictures on that
Okay,
second.
yeah.
Yep, a jet and an oil tanker. All right, well, let's move on. Let's move into the topic of this episode. Very excited to talk about the worst toy names. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't remember who suggested this one. Probably Corey.
Yes,
That
because
sounds
there
right.
are some bad ones.
All right, Corey, you go first. Let's hear some G.I. Joe.
So I'm opening up my document here really quick, but my best one, I'm going to start, because there's such a long list, so I won't go with the best one. There are several that are very flatulent in nature. There's one called Rip It,
Oh,
like Rip It. There's one called, okay, so there's a big tank called the Maggot, and the driver of the Maggot is called Worms, which is
I mean, it's fitting. I mean,
It's-
it works together, I guess.
it's a terrible name, and he's kind of a cool looking. It looks like you remember the Rocketeer, the movie from like was
Yep.
it 80s, 90s? I don't know,
Yep.
late 80s, early 90s.
90s, I think.
That action figure looks like the Rocketeer character, and then he's got this stupid little antenna that sticks up the side that doesn't take away from the figure at all. But you got to pay like $100 to get one because it's going to be lost. Anyway, my favorites, in no particular order, there was one called Ice Cream Soldier. I know, and he's terrible. He's like pink and yellow and stuff. Red Spot.
Red Spot. Are you kidding?
I am not. Backblast was another one.
Was he an assassin? Red Spot?
There was Snow Job. And
Oh my
I was
goodness.
having a discussion, and one of the guy that posted that, he said, "I just always sounded like it was a BL instead of an SN." And I explained to him that I'm pretty sure if you went to any of the websites that are more adult oriented in nature and typed Snow Job into the search bar, you would probably have plenty of evidence to support your claim.
Or rewatch Clerks?
Yeah, or watch Clerks. Okay, so then there were my three favorite character names, like the worst ones. And I feel like they probably always traveled in a pack.
You mean it gets worse?
It does, yeah. So there was Skidmark,
Right.
Grunt, and then the guy that had to follow him around cleaning up after him named Scoop.
No. A 3-pack.
Yeah. And then there were character names like a little creepier, like Stalker and Sneak Peek. They always went around checking out the showers, and yeah, there's a bunch more. If you wanna post some of your favorites on the Instagrams or the tweeters later
Facebook.
on, or the Space Face, let us know what some of your least favorite dumbass names for GI Joes are. I will go through some real fast. There was, I said Scoop, Grunt, Skidmark, Ice Cream Soldier, Rip It, Backblast was one, Colonel Courage, Windmill. But this one's terrible. Agent Faces. Sea Slug, Headman,
What?
Darklon. That sounds like a really bad Marvel
Wait,
character.
Lawn?
Darklon, Darklon. Robo Joe. And then, DJ and Worms, which DJ isn't necessarily a terrible name, but is a terrible backstory. So he basically was a DJ and got picked up by the G.I. Joes to go and be on their Space Battle Force 2000 Space Force team because he's really good with speakers. I don't know. It's terrible. That's me. That's what I got for the worst Joe names. Chime in.
Wow. Those are some doozies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I just imagine Scoop just walking around with like a little rake and a little pooper scooper just waiting for Grunt. And
yeah, you paint a good
Skidmark.
picture.
yeah.
All right. What about Motu? There's going to be some
I mean,
crazy town ones.
I looked through like all the list of all the vintage stuff, and the only thing I remember from watching one of the documentaries was that Merman's, like the original name for him was supposed to be Seaman, because they're like, yeah, we just attach man to whatever
Right,
we
he's
want.
from the
He's from
sea.
the sea. We'll just call him Seaman. Oh wait, that was the one that popped out. But then looking back, I mean, they're all kind of they're very descriptive. They're like He-Man, and it's
Moss Man.
They're
You ever made
very
the Moss?
like what the name says is probably what the character's going to be.
Right.
Yeah. Suck
And the-
man.
Very obvious. And
Very basic and kind of to the point, I guess. So I mean, they could all be bad, or they could all be good, or they could all be perfect
There's
for the
definitely
characters.
some
It's just
cheese
very,
going on.
Yeah, they're just like, well, okay, we want to describe the character in the name. The name should say everything about you need to know, any backstory. Okay, that's what it is.
What's the name of the guy that looks like a bee?
Buzz off.
Buzz off. Okay, I knew it's something to do with insect repellent. But
what
I
about
couldn't
the
remember.
guy with the suction cups?
Leech.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's not bad.
Oh,
They're
I thought it was gonna have the word suck in it.
they're very descriptive of what they are. I mean, I guess Montana would be kind of a lame name, just because it's just adding man and then antenna. It's just
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
What about the one that looks like a skunk?
Stinkor.
Stinkor, that's it. The OR at the end of names. of
Yeah,
the
they had to do their
the
OR
two
for
line.
bad guys. or
Yeah,
man for good guys.
yeah.
Like I said, they could all be bad or
They
good.
might all
or
be
they're
bad.
They start out bad.
Yeah.
But they're very. I mean, the argument could be that they're all basic and to the point, which could be bad, could be good, depends on what your marketing is for the figure.
Yeah, I feel like with the GI
So-
Joes, they were like they were kind of spreading themselves a little thin and kind of grasping at straws with some of the names they were coming up with.
I feel like all three of the toy lines were just in the 80s, like, I got to get to a name before the other guys get to a name. We got to so many things to name.
Especially
Somebody's gonna get Sidewiped. We got to get that one.
especially Masters when they're like, making these toys first before all the cartoons and everything, and they're trying to basically sell toys. The guys making them, and they're like, "It's quick. Let's figure out names for these so we can pawn them off on kids." And
Little kids don't
Yeah.
care.
yeah, I mean, for 5-6-year-olds, I mean, I think that's that's what you're going to. You're marketing to them, so it's having a name like
Stinkor.
it's like
can attach
it's
to it
it's
right
going to
away.
be
I think
very easy and to easy to
Transformers
remember.
was the worst at that. 'Cause their last season was only 4 episodes, and they introduced like 30 some characters.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
They were on screen long enough to say their name, so then they could sell the toy for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of crazy Transformer names, Spooty, let's go through a little list we got here. Why don't you go first? First one is just, I about laughed my pants off.
Drill nuts.
Drill Nuts. That's a real. This is one of my favorites. Sky Gary. Gary.
Hello, Gary.
And then this
Gary.
this
in
next
the
one,
sky.
I know. What? Next one's just funny. I thought it was a funny word. I've never heard of him. Go ahead.
I haven't heard of him either. Sure.
Greejeeber.
Nobody's going to pronounce it. It's like,
What's,
I'm gonna
what's a
let you screw that
Greejeeber?
Did
Don't
you
know.
look him up? Like, what does he look like?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It was a couple days ago.
Some nondescript Japanese robot.
But the next one might be the greatest and worst name of a Transformer of all time.
Randy.
Hi, I'm Transformer Randy.
Uncle Randy.
We're going to head over to Gary's house and crack open some PBRs.
Ugh.
Maybe get Grieber Jeebered.
Greejeeber.
Whatever.
But the next two, Corey's really attached himself to
I
as his
am.
favorites. Go, you say them, Corey. What is it?
Erector and discharge. That's what Randy and Gary are.
Oh, okay.
After a case of PBR.
But then also, I'll finish with the last one here that I got on my list. It's just it's unbelievable. This is a real thing, but laser cock.
Pew pew.
And I did look up this one, and it's one of those Japanese only toys, and it's one of those lost in translations. It was more meant as razor and a chicken kind of a toy.
Razor cock isn't any better than laser.
No, it's not. But if your cock shoots lasers, that's way cooler.
That's true.
And
That's-
so,
I mean, I suppose it's better. Either one of them is going to be pretty damaging.
Yeah.
Hey, come here, baby.
It was originally Razor Cuckoo,
Right. That's it.
also known as chicken.
So Lasercock's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The American audience needed a better name.
The Beast Former Generation 1 line.
Yeah, I have a new. What was the first episode? Holy Grails. Yeah, I might have a new one. Lasercock.
There is a toy of him.
No, yeah. Isn't it ridiculous? It's
It's
a chicken.
it's blue, and it's a chicken, and it's got a big shaft. Or staff, or whatever you want to
It's
call it.
real.
That's interesting.
Lasercock. Anyway,
I don't think he transforms.
Pew,
though.
pew.
Transforms into.
oh my gosh.
Heebie-jeebie looks like a pretty cool toy.
Anyway, so really funny names out there. Like Corey said, we'd love to. If you find some more, let us hear them. We want to hear all the funny names. But let's take a quick break, guys, and let's hear from our podcast network.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we're back. Do what the lady says. Go to thepfpn.com. A lot of cool shows on there. All right, now it's time to hear from our man Elgin with this segment of Store Tour.
All right, so today's store that we're going to is A to Z Toys in Cedar Rapids at 1203 3rd Street Southeast, Suite number 10, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So kind of another local, I would say local by being in the state of Iowa.
Maybe one of our closest
Store.
real toy
Yeah.
stores.
Not too far from me. It's about It's less than an hour from
We
me.
just converged to Corey's
If
house.
you're not
and then
familiar
drove
with
up
the Midwest, anything within 6 hours is
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Especially
True.
in Iowa. Just like a small shop, like 2 rooms about, and you go up. It's up a flight of stairs or 2 flights of stairs, and kind of in the downtown Bohemian
Czech Village.
Czech
Is that where it is?
Village, Bohemian Rhapsody area.
Yeah. There's a bridge,
That's true.
and there was a music
Ooh.
festival once,
Yeah,
and we
but
played at it,
True.
and then we went to the toy store.
Yeah, it's a tiny little
Yeah.
2-room kind of little place up in this big building. Just
Yeah.
up on the top floor,
I
second
think there's
floor.
a stage. We walked past a stage down there. They do live music out.
Yeah, outside.
But
It's a cool store. Yeah, we've all gotten some pretty
Yeah.
good. Well,
So-
Spoody, you said you've never been there, right?
been there.
The guy who lived in Cedar Rapids. hasn't
Right.
been- Yeah. Dang it.
It wasn't there when I lived there.
I know.
when I did go up there last year, mid-year. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
was
what
like
year
it was middle of the
Was it?
year, sometime
Yeah.
July-ish,
Probably.
I think.
I ended up finding a Road Ripper.
Ooh.
I actually have another one that Jason actually bought me at the Watch Your Flea Market,
A swell guy.
and
Yeah,
so I bought this one because I had the ripcord to
Heck
it.
yeah.
So it actually works. The other one didn't have that, but it does have the belt. This is missing the belt as well. And well, you can just load a figure on there and then pull the ripcord and zip them along. It's a 3-wheeled vehicle for the heroic.
this was
Figures?
this was like things like this were Hasbro and Mattel coming up with ways for parents to get their child to go play fetch with themselves and have to
Yeah,
Pretty
not
much.
do
For
anything.
real.
Pretty much. It's like, yeah, just send them on down there. You know?
Now go get him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
stay
think
on
all
the
of-
couch with my beer.
All of us just have to think about that ripcord, and it's definitely a part of our childhood.
Oh yeah,
'Cause it wasn't the
says
only
Road
kind of
Ripper on
toy.
there.
There were several toys
Yeah.
and car toys and things that employed this ripcord technique.
Oh, yeah.
So it's great that He-Man.
Orko uses a smaller one, because he has like a little metal peg on the bottom, and then he just kind of gyrates around when you pull that. And like, oh, and I
sounds
usually
like
just put his arms up, like he's like afraid of something.
Help,
He's like,
fire.
I caused some accident and I don't know how to
Yep.
fix it.
Yep. Classic Orko.
Yeah.
Possibly the worst. No, Snarf was worse.
Snarf.
But second worst.
Well, that's because his magic didn't really work on the show. That was the problem. Like he's like this, magician that can
Yeah,
fix
he's
everything.
a wizard.
Yeah, and his stuff doesn't work at all.
Yeah,
You
he's
know.
a terrible wizard.
He usually just puts eggs on Man's head or something like that. But the ripcord, they can also use it. Dragster has a ripcord, and he can just pull him, and he like launches across because he's got a wheel on his chest as well.
Sweet.
But yeah, that was the only thing. I saw some other figures there, some vintage figures, but I had them all, unfortunately. And there was a Bashosaurus that was there that I also had. They did have some 2000X or the 2000 series Masters of the Universe toys there. A lot of figures still in packaging, which I haven't started collecting those yet, I guess.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
And they did have a Castle Grayskull for that line of toys, and I thought about getting it, but I haven't committed yet to that line of toys yet.
Yeah.
This store is a lot. I mean, it's mostly vintage toys,
Yes.
and that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he has some modern things, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of vintage toys.
And it's usually really, really good deals.
good deals.
Yeah, I think
a lot
I
of
bought
it's on
this for,
card
like,
still.
$5 maybe
Yeah.
with the cord. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty
I mean,
ridiculous.
the best deal I've seen someone else get was when our friend Steve Flyboy got a complete G1 Megatron with the box for $50. And I almost bought it, but I would have resold it, and I was like, he wants it. I'm just going to let him have this one. And he was super excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm glad he was.
I showed it to you first,
know.
and you walked. I was
I
like,
know.
all right, whatever.
Passed on it.
Yeah, you
But
passed.
but that is one of the cool things with the guy and that store is he does work with you, and he
Oh, yeah.
helps you walk away with toys, and that's very cool. And unfortunately, Cedar Rapids has had some trouble with the weather and flooding,
flooding,
and
yeah.
things, and
I was gonna say it's right across the street from 3rd Street Live, which used to be a big venue.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I think is closed now because
Yeah.
of the
That
flooding.
sucks. Yeah.
And so I know it's affected his business enough that he's at least down to only open on Friday, Saturdays, or just the Saturday, Sunday.
I thought he was
Saturday?
always only open on Saturdays because
Maybe
it was
it is.
just a thing that he did that wasn't his regular job.
Right.
Basically, he started the store because his wife told him, I think this is what happened. I'm pretty sure he told me this, and if I'm wrong, then he'll call me out if he ever hears this, which he might. His wife said, hey, it's time to kind of pare, or maybe girlfriend, whatever, time to pare down some of your collection. So he just opened a toy store and started selling off his stuff. So that's part of the reason he's got some really good deals is because he's just got all this stuff that he's had for so long that he's making money on stuff because he maybe only paid $10 for it.
Right.
And so the Night Raven that I brought along and for the last episode, that I bought that there, and I got a super sweet deal on it. I was super happy, and I bought several things from him. But yeah, we got like an original Nintendo and several games and stuff from him with the Zapper and 2 controllers, and I think we paid $50 for the whole package.
That's good.
Yeah,
Very cool.
It's not bad.
I brought with me this week one of my customs. I'm a big fan of the Dreadnoughts. The Dreadnoughts are a bunch of mercenary type guns for hire that were always on the Cobra payroll, and they're really super, super stupid, goofy type guys. Even though, like, on their bios, they all have like these really, really high class $5 degrees and stuff from different colleges all over the world, and they're all so super smart. But at A to Z Toys, I picked up this cool Batmobile. What was this thing called? The Rumbler?
Yeah.
Yeah. and decided, hey, I don't collect Batman stuff, so I'm going to improve upon it, and I'm going to turn it into a Thunder Machine. So it's I brought with me an original Thunder Machine, and I brought the custom for side-by-side comparison, which I have already posted on the Instagrams page, but we'll take a picture and repost them. It says knocked up on the top, and the button, you push a button, and these guns make a lot of noise when they fire out the side, and there's room inside because the scale is ever so slightly larger. The G.I. Joes are 1/18 scale, and I think this is like 1/16 or 1/12 or something like that. But so you can get about 6 characters in there instead of just the one Batman that was supposed to be in there. But I don't care, whatever. It's my toy. Leave me alone.
And Corey, how did you spell knocked up?
Nokked, because the dreadnoughts are spelled Dreadnok. And they're often misspelled dreadnoughts, like, Naught or however you spell that word.
Like the guitar shape?
Yeah, dreadnought guitar shape. Yeah. Yeah. So I
Named
got
after the battleship.
I got a cool Thunder Machine here that's almost complete. It's missing a steering wheel, which I think I probably have in a box, and that's what I got. I think they're really cool, and I like doing custom stuff. So I made one, and I'm working on. I found a cool Star Wars thing. I don't even know what it is because I'm not like a super Star Wars nerd.
Is it a pod racer?
No, it's a good thing. And I'm turning it into probably like Serpentor's air chariot. So we'll see. I'll be working on that and posting pictures and stuff later on.
So be sure to check our Instagram and Facebook pages on Cracktastic Plastic.
Yes, Instagrams.
Yeah, that's A to Z Toys in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We definitely recommend it. Try to get there if you can. Help support the toy store.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to another segment. We got Corey over here, and he's going to be talking toys.
All right, we are back with Talkin Toys. This is the segment where we pose the question to the internets, Instagrams and Facebook and Tweeters, and we asked our faithful studio listeners, audience people. No, it's not a studio audience. It's listeners.
We polled the audience.
Yeah, we polled the audience and we said, hey, worst character name, worst toy, worst stuff. And some of the answers that we've gotten here. We've got from Peter Parker. This is a good one. It's a gun. It looks like a Hulk hand, kind of. It's called Two Finger Squirter. From Abram Kirshner. I'm guessing this is a knockoff, which I've seen some of these knockoffs. I actually picked one up that was a knockoff Transformer that's fantastic. It's like a combiner. I never took it out of the package, but had a lot of fun making up names for him. This is Godzilla, but it's just called Big Fella.
Whoa, big fella.
Tad Good. He posted a couple of pictures here of some Superman and RoboCop knockoffs. The Superman character is called Special Man, and the RoboCop's just called it's Robert Cop 2. Let's see. We got I know Robert Cop 2. There was a bit of discussion about Monster in My Pocket. Because of double entendres.
Yep, you got it.
Double entendres. But Jason Zbornik posted Monster in My Pocket. He said that comes to his mind first, obviously.
Of course it does.
Brian Clark commented on that. He said he loved those things. He loves monsters in his pocket.
So
he still has all of his monsters in his pocket. And Jason said he doesn't have a monster in his pocket. So we're sorry, Jason. And Brian Clark, before getting into a discussion with Jason about their pocket monsters, he said, I don't know about worst named, but enjoy this mini Hedora bong, perfect for the preschool pothead in your family.
It's adorable.
It is adorable. It's all rainbow colored, and it's actually got a picture of what appears to be a possibly somewhere between preschool and second grader taking a big rip on a bong. Not that we condone or encourage bong rips with children.
That's right.
But I feel like we probably ought to say it, or legal will be after us.
That's right.
We had a comment from the tweeters that Jason sent to me in the Cracktastic Plastic, and it was from Brett and Tony.
Brett and Tony.
They just said Cabbage Patch Kids has always been a weird name. I
weird
agree. I think Garbage Pail Kids did a better job of the individual character names.
Yes.
I didn't research any because that's not the kind of person that I am. The kind of person that I am shows up to record the podcast and says, "Hey, did anybody send us anything?"
Did anybody send stuff for the segment? that I'm
Yeah,
hosting?
so I got to host this segment. Cram.
Nailed it.
I did nail it. A plus. It's so much better than the first ramble I went on that I thought was this
you
segment.
should think that. Yeah, just keep thinking that.
So that's what we got from Talkin Toys with Corey.
Thanks, Corey. That was great and awesome. All right, fellas, we did it. Another episode in the bag. Feel pretty good?
I feel good.
Good. All right, well, let's get on out of here. We'll see what Skeletor has to say. He'll fill you in with all the links and things. Thanks, Skeletor. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.